and welcome. There was a little echo. That is gone now. That works well. Welcome, everyone, to this live stream. So, first of all, I would like for you to give me a little thumbs up or say yippee in the comments if you can hear me loud and clear. If you're tuning in on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on YouTube, just let me know in the comments if you can hear me well and if the stream is coming through to you. If that's the case, my dear vegan friends, what I would like to ask of you right from the get-go, which is going to be a little bit of a surprise, to have a close look at they didn't really care about that. They were just so stuck in their routines, and she observed it. She had pain in her heart as she was observing all of that decision making, all of that suffering that was happening back then. Now, as she's sitting in this takes another sip of her beloved kombucha. And she says, well, let me tell you about the Freedom Quest. A long time ago, or well, at least 50% of that by the year of 2030. So we're returning back in time, zooming all the way back to the moment of now. That was a little excursion into the future. I hope you enjoyed that. Hey everyone, my name is June. I'm the founder of the Freedom Quest, and I want to welcome you from the bottom of my heart to our launch party. Woo! Honey, where's the fireworks? Oh yeah, yeah. We don't do fireworks anymore because they upset the animals. Gotcha. Well, an official welcome to everybody tuning into the live stream. We are the Freedom Quest. We are the quest to veganize over 50% of the global human population by 2030. Now, as I explained to you in this little immersion, in this little story that we went into, we plan and we envision to do that by enhancing the forces of our vegan companions, you, dear friends out there, by teaching you the skills and the tools to veganize more people than you ever have before. Now, today in our launch party, what awaits you? There's a couple of things that I want to share with you. First of all, I want to tell you about how the Freedom Quest came along and give you a little insight on how this vision was born. Second of all, you're going to get to meet some of our trainers and facilitators. If you don't know about the Freedom Quest yet, if you haven't been to our website, what the heck have you been doing? No, let me explain to you. The Freedom Quest, it's a training platform. It's an education platform specifically designed for vegans that want to change the world faster and see more animals live in the freedom and experience the love and kindness that we express towards one another. So you're not only going to meet me today a little bit, you're also going to meet Carol, who is one of our core team members and facilitators. She has crafted a course to teach you how to handle objections like a professional. And you are going to meet Jeremy Bryan, who's a videographer from Switzerland. Let's say if you're not really comfortable in front of a camera or in front of a group of people, he'll teach you the skills on how to craft, create, and bring to life stunning visuals, amazing video for online, for social media, or maybe even for documentaries for Netflix or cinemas. You're going to end up far if you stick with us. So you're going to meet those lovely people, and I'll introduce you to the courses that I've crafted and that are a part of the Freedom Quest. And all the way at the end of the party, there is a special surprise invite to make this party an actual party, which I'll be talking about later on. Now, first of all, I want you to know, as you're tuning into this live stream, maybe now, maybe you're watching the recording, maybe you've been here since the beginning and you caught all of this beautiful little story. I want you to know that just today and the week ahead of us now, as we're going along in this launch party, in this live stream here, you have a 30% discount on joining our community, and our courses become accessible to you as a community member. Let me show you what that looks like. So as you see in the description of this live stream, our website, thevreedomquest.com, if you hop over there, you'll have some more information about us, about our vision, and eventually you'll end up on the checkout page, which allows you to sign up and become a member. It's only $17 a month, and 10% of that will be donated to animal welfare causes. Every month, a different sanctuary or organization that supports animal welfare in different various ways that we support and we cheer for. Now, it's $17 US, $17 a month is the usual price. Today, you're getting a little discount because we honor and we celebrate that you're here with us. So hop over to our website, which looks like this. By now, you should, I bet you've been on here, haven't you? I bet you've been on here. Oh, can't hear me while screen sharing. I'm reading that note now. My friend Jeremy, facilitator. But you can hear me now. Give me a thumbs up if you can. Okay, now it works. And it worked before as well? Nope. So when I was telling the first 5 minutes, nobody heard that. My camera's on the screen. Yeah, that is correct. Oh boy, did the tech fail? Unfortunately not. What? No way. Y'all tuning in here on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever you are, I just want to check in with you if the first part of, I think you missed out on the whole first part of the live stream because the technology failed and I didn't make a backup run. Oh boy. Well, that happens. Anyway, I was sharing a little bit about the vision of the Vreedom Quest, so I'll tune back into that later on with you. Now, if you haven't been to our website, this is what it looks like. And when you scroll down, you get onto the button, Become a Member Now, or you go onto the login button on the top right. You'll end up on this page here. You put in your login, you create a login, you create a password, you select your payment method, and here you put in the code HERO, which will make the price become 30% off. Now, rewinding to the first part, which y'all missed out on because technology failed. All right, what I was talking about, and I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for this, actually. So if you're tuning into this live stream now, close your eyes with me. And I want you to imagine it's the year 2060. You're sitting in a beautiful little restaurant surrounded by green grass fields, and all over the place, all over the landscape, little rivers, little mountains, all around you. The sun is shining bright, and you just see all of those different animals walking all around the place, being happy and joyful, taking a bath in the river. And you sit in that restaurant, you look outside the window, and you realize, wow, this is the world I want to live in. There's no more oppression. There's no more pain and suffering against all. Well, it's not working. When I pull up the picture, my voice is gone. Oh, boys, I'm just going to ask y'all to take this with some sense of humor, because I had this whole story planned out on taking you into the future, into the year of 2060, and painting out the picture. And then there were 3 people sitting on a table in that story, and they were talking about the past. One was a very old, wise woman. She experienced the transition of the year 19 to the year 2000s. One was a mid-aged man, and the other one was a young woman. The young woman was asking the 2 elderly, what happened that our world actually pivoted? Because I heard in the past we would abuse animals, we would slaughter them. We would misuse them for the sake of taste or just because everybody else did it. The two elderly, they remembered, they looked back and they said, look, there were some really beautiful pioneers back in those times. There were people that actually started caring and awakening a sense of compassion and love towards the animals, towards planet Earth. There were people that brought up the courage to voice their new realized beliefs towards their family, towards their friends, towards their businesses, towards their whole social environment. There were people that went on the streets, that demonstrated, that yelled out loud, go vegan, for the animals. And there was a lot of resistance as well. Bigger companies, the industrialization, all of those pieces of resistance. Eventually, though, a small group of vegans gathered together and they crafted a vision based on the firm belief that a high set of skills, a beautifully refined talent, would be the key to inspire more people than ever before to make the courageous choice to choose compassion and love and embody it towards the animals. So the younger lady who was sitting at the dinner table, her jaw dropped and she was like, who were those people? And the two elderly said, we all were. The vision of the Freedom Quest is to veganize the world by 2030. At least 50% of it, because then we're going to swing the pendulum around and most people on the planet will hook in and realize it as the new norm. How did those small group of vegans believe that that would be possible? Well, their firm belief was that education is the key to do so. There's a lot of vegans at this day and age, and still in the years ahead from us, that try to convey the vegan message quite courageously, but they're struggling. They're struggling mentally, they're struggling emotionally, and they're really not that successful at inspiring people to go vegan. So what needed to happen was for all of those beautiful, kind-hearted vegans to refine their talents, to level up their advocacy, and to step up their game as vegan change makers and become vegan superheroes. And that's where the vision of the Freedom Quest was born, because the Freedom Quest comes with an education platform. It comes with a community, as you've seen before, that teaches you these skills and tricks and talents so that in the year of 2060, we can look at a world that looks like this. Now, since I can't talk and show you these images at the same time, that was maybe a little bit awkward, but I bet you loved seeing those pictures because that's the utopian world that I want to live in. My name's June, as I said earlier, and here we are today with our team of beloved trainers and facilitators. I want to show you first and foremost what you can expect inside the Freedom Quest once you sign up. So I'll give you a little sneak peek into what it looks like for you to join us. So we're back to the checkout page, huh? If you see this and you decide to join us today, maybe at this very moment, eventually, I'm just going to skip ahead here and hop over to the login because obviously I'm already logged in. This is what awaits you. Now, it looks maybe a little unspectacular at first, but what awaits you here? These are 5 complete and potent courses. They are training programs that teach and educate you on a very specific set of skills that is needed for the world to go vegan. You need those skills and you need to enhance your voice, your state of mind, your emotional balance, as well as your talents to inspire the world to go vegan. So for example, we have a course here, which I'm gonna invite our trainer and facilitator, Carol Dillon, on in a moment. The course is called Handling Non-Vegans' Objections. This is a really powerful course if you are a little new to veganism and you're trying to convey that message, you're trying to teach people what veganism is about, and you may be struggling a little bit with that. maybe it's not always landing with people. Maybe they win the arguments, they talk you into a loophole where you can't get out of anymore. This course will teach you everything on how to handle every single type of objection. As you can see here, we have different modules. We have humans are meant to eat meat. It's the first module. Let me know in the comments. Have you heard that before? I bet you did. Another one, culture and traditions. If you're debating with someone who's like very rooted in their culture and very traditional, I know it can be really challenging, but Carol will teach you in this module how to handle that and how to formulate the right answers. So every module comes with a video lesson, eventually also with additional practice material, links that are mentioned in the video. Sometimes there's video links or like resources that we mention that are really helpful to share with people. You know, for example, when you're talking about eggs or you're debating about milk, it's really helpful to have these resources. So without any further ado, I see Carol is here with her friend Will. If I may, I will pull you to the stage so that you can share a little bit more about your course. But before that, also introduce yourself to us a little bit. Let me see if I can pull you in here. Oh, there you go. There she is. Welcome,
Hi.
Carol.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Lovely to see you again, June.
Lovely to see you too. How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you. It's just cold here. We are in the middle of winter because I'm in South Africa. So it's winter for us here. And yeah, but snug and bug in my little room. So I'm fine. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. I've been so excited. Like, obviously, for everybody who's joining in the live stream, those two faces together is quite new, but we've been talking and we've been knowing each other for a while now. You just mentioned that you are based in South Africa, and I would love to just hear a little bit more about you. Well, I know, but like for the people around the internet, when you went vegan, what your kind of like expertise has defined. I know you've been on the streets for a long, long time. You've been debating. You've been to a lot of outreach events.
Yeah, so I'm actually 68. And so I've been around a long time. And I think that utopian thing you were talking about, I'm not even sure if I'll still be around in 2060, but with a vegan diet, maybe. Yeah.
That's
So
not your
I started my journey my journey took a long time. I started in 1983, where I saw a sheep going to slaughter. And that's actually when I stopped eating red meat. And then from then, it was just a case of no more chicken, no more fish. And in 2012, I went vegan. It wasn't so easy then as it is now. Now it's so easy to be vegan. People really don't have any excuses anymore to go vegan. But from day one, I've been an activist. First of all, it was circus activism, aquariums, things like that. And then someone introduced me to street activism for farm animals. And that is really what I want to do. That is what I thought, okay, that is really what I want to do. And I've been doing that since 2017, going on the streets and with Anonymous for the Voiceless. And we have what's called a cube, where we stand with those masks. I don't know if you've seen the Guy Fawkes mask, and a TV screen. And we show videos of what happens to animals. And I don't think people actually know what happens to the animals very often. They have this idyllic idea of animals frolicking in the field and happy and being led to a humane death, which is an oxymoron, isn't it? A humane death. Okay, so I've been doing that, and and then I came across you, and eventually that led to the Freedom Quest, and I thought, well, this is just great. Let me try. At first, I didn't know what sort of course I was going to do, and then I decided to do one on handling objections, because as a street activist, I think I have come across all of them. Yeah.
I know you have, and I say this because the way that we develop these courses, which might be interesting for some of you watching, is I scouted, and I connected with a handful of vegans on the internet, like Carol, for example. And over the process of a whole year, because as you're watching this, the Vreedom Quest, the name might not be new to you. Right? We've been around for a while and we've been in this building process. So basically these courses are a long-term development project of figuring out, crystallizing what is very important for vegans out there to learn, B, for the course creator, for example, you, Carol, to crystallize how can I package this? How can I craft this in like a potent, easy to understand and digestible system, splitting it in modules, splitting it in video lessons. And then lastly, I know it so well because I've been one of the main people that have edited and finalized your course videos. So just looking at them myself with a lot of outreach experience, nothing close to what you have, but with outreach experience, I have learned a lot myself actually by just hearing, you know, these like experiences and the way that you engage with these objections that people have. And hands down, every single objection that is covered in the course by you comes up for every single vegan.
Yes.
That's what I mean. Right? It doesn't matter if you're on a dinner table or if you're in outreach or if you're doing online activism, it's always the same excuses. And eventually there's like a series of answers that you're providing. Everybody can make them their own, right? But you're providing them in such a beautiful, humble, loving way, but still at the same time affirming and calling them into action, calling them into responsibility. And that's why I'm so grateful and proud of this course that you created, because it's such a profound masterclass in what I would have wanted when I didn't have the right answers, like what I needed when I didn't know what to say. And that's what you answer in that course, right? So I would love to ask, as we're seeing the modules, I can pull them up one more time here. Oh, did I? There it is. As we're seeing the modules on the left, right, misnomers, personal excuses, pre-vegan solutions, module number 6, seriously, and then module number 7, whataboutism. I would love for you to just take like a moment to just introduce each module a little bit, as what thoughts went into it as you created that.
Okay, so humans were meant to eat meat. We get that so often because it's been drummed into us since childhood that we need meat to survive. And I do believe that it's the agricultural industry that has actually really started that idea, because they want to sell meat. They want to sell meat products. So they're telling us that unless we eat meat, we are going to be weak and we are going to die. We're going to have a protein deficiency. So that's the first one that I decided to embark on. And obviously, we are not meant to eat meat. So I just handled that step by step from the anatomy and, you know, basically our anatomy. We are actually herbivores, as you know. So that's how I tried to get as much scientific information as I could, so that I didn't talk a lot of nonsense, or just out of, you know, big passion. I actually did delve into it to see exactly why we are herbivore, and so that was the first one. And then culture and tradition. Well, that's a biggie, because people come from all different cultures and they don't want to lose their culture. They want to stick with where they came from. You know, people are funny. They don't want to change. So they have certain religious beliefs and traditional beliefs. And so that's just actually showing them, you know, that you can still be a vegan and you can still belong to those traditions and those religions that you belong to, that you're part of. You can still actually do that. Yeah, so there was that one. Oh, I just have a cat. He's going to walk across the screen.
Yes,
William's going to take it out. I have 9 cats. Yeah, so they inevitably will interfere sometimes, even when you might see 1 or 2 of them in my courses as well, how they will come and they'll lie behind
they
the
do
table.
show up in videos, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then personal excuses, things like I get sick if I eat soya, or I can't handle meat, or my doctor told me that I should be eating meat and things like that. And I hate the taste of soya, or I love the taste of my meat, things like that. So dealing with those excuses one at a time, because they are excuses. They're not actually reasons. They are excuses. Okay. And then misnomers like if we give up eating animals, they will overrun the planet, or silly things like that. Or, we are eating so much soya, we are damaging the planet. Whereas, of course, we know that most of the soya grown is actually grown to feed the animals anyway, and that vegans basically use far fewer plants indirectly than meat eaters do. Okay, what was my next one? Yeah.
So after misnomers, you have the pre-vegan solutions, premises, which is ironically because they do come up with a lot of solutions.
Yes. Like we need to tell the governments to put better to advocate for better animal welfare and things like that. Those kind of things. Yeah. And then seriously, seriously, I'll tell you my best. I'll tell you my best one. My best one actually came. Yeah, I won't say where it came from, but my best one was that after that Adam and Eve were vegan, right? And then what happened is after the fall, when they met the snake and ate the apple and whatever they did, then God allowed them to eat meat, or it was after the flood or something like that, they were told that they could eat meat, and then our anatomy changed to enable us to eat meat. So if we don't eat meat, we're going to be very sick. Seriously. And then the whole thing about the pig on the island. I'm sure every vegan watching this knows about the pig on the island. And all these really, really ridiculous ideas that they come up with. They really do come up with some very, very interesting ideas.
They do. And that's why I find this so important, because sometimes when a pre-vegan in a debate or a conversation comes up with something that is so out there, like so can catch you completely off guard, right? That's why this module is so important, because it kind of gives you a perspective on the range of crazy that people give belief in, and furthermore on how we can engage with that. Because I don't want to spoil too much, because you got to get into the course when you want to have the whole story, but sometimes it's good to have a certain lightness and humor in like responding to crazy, so that the other person on the other end kind of drops into that as well and realizes how ridiculous it actually is. And you cover that so well in that module. I just loved it.
I think I enjoyed that module. Yeah.
You did. Yeah, I could tell in the record. Well, you enjoyed recording all the modules. Speaking of the last one, hey to Will in the background, by the way, her dear friend.
What are you doing?
Letting the cat out.
Oh, letting the cat out the bag. I mean, out the window. Okay.
Out the
Yeah.
What about? Yeah.
It's quite an interesting sentence, that word, whataboutism. Well, what it is they're trying to deflect from what you're saying. And so they'll say, well, what about this? Or what about that? They're trying to pull you away from the subject that you're talking about. So they'll say, well, what about the starving people? Or what about the Inuits? The Inuits, they can't go vegan. What about the tribes in South America or wherever they are? All these different native tribes in different parts of the world. What about them? Or what about the hunters that hunt for survival? Or what about the fishermen that fish for survival? They'll detract in any way that they can. What about avocados that are using too much water, or the bees? There's that guy, you know who he is. I don't know if I can say his name. Who's always going on, every activist he gets on TV, he always talks about the bees that are shipped to fertilize the avocados, pear trees, and then he also talks about the water, the almonds using so much water. So that is the sort of thing. They will always deflect to get you off their back or to divert you to a different subject. So yeah, so that's also handled in that module.
Yeah, and you know, as a whole, when someone walks through all these modules, first it starts equipping you with the intellectual properties to answer, right? And then train to become a little more witty and quick with answering and knowing the right answers. But eventually that turns into a sort of automatism. And is that a word? Automatism, right? It starts automating itself. And that's where the root of the course becomes so fundamental, because you always speak about bringing it back to kindness, bringing it back to the core, bringing it back to love. And that's why I love and like, I'm so happy that you created this course, because you have activists out there that give you the ABCD and now go and do it like that. But what you're doing is you're giving this whole range of options, but eventually the participants in the course, the people, the vegans walking through the course, will start refining that in their own wording. And then through authenticity, their true selves comes through with that foundational layer of what they learned in your course. And so I think it's an amazing starting point, the Handling Objections course, for any vegan, regardless if you've been vegan for a long time, or if you've just turned vegan and you just awoken to this wisdom of, I got to do something for the animals, right? I got to do something for planet Earth here. If you've just awoken to that, this is a really great starting point for you to learn some skills and to just, you know, absorb from a master.
Thanks for calling me a master. So yeah, just thinking about it, always bringing it back to the animals, because that's actually why we're vegan. We're vegan for the animals. If you're vegan for your health, you're actually plant-based. You know, I mean, I know it's important. We all want to have a healthy life. I still want to be there in 2060 when you in your little vision.
Like when that meeting happens.
Yeah. So we're vegan for the animals, and also not to fight with those people, because you were there. You know, and when we become vegan, when we first become vegan, we get angry. I know so many vegans become angry when they first become vegan, and they want to shout at everybody, "You're eating meat, you disgusting person," or whatever. But in actual fact, you were there too, unless you were lucky enough to be born vegan, which I don't think many people are. So you were there as well, and you need to understand from that point of view that you were there, and have empathy for the person without letting them off the hook. Yeah.
Exactly. And this is a beautiful thing that you're just saying. I want to thank you at this time for sharing a little bit about your course. It's a very beautiful thing that you just said. And what it reminded me of is, as we are going vegan, this emotional challenge comes alive in us, right? Like we're starting to be challenged emotionally, because we might feel anger, I mean, we might feel frustration, sadness, and maybe even hatred. I've met a lot of vegans that are in a deep state of hatred, and I bet you have too. And maybe you feel that too sometimes, because it's an overwhelming thing to live in a pre-vegan world as a vegan. It really can be challenging. And that's why another course inside of the platform is a course that comes out of my household. It's the Mental and Emotional Well-Being course. Now, this is a course that, oh, that's funny. Hello, Patrick, meditating. This is a course that has been grown out of my life coaching business and my emotional well-being mentorship over the past 4.5 years now. And it basically is for any vegan out there that, as I said, struggles, with their emotions, because very often when we start putting this hat on of I'm an activist and I feel that that's a part of my truth, my true embodiment in this world, we can be a little bit held back by our own emotional landscape, by our emotional body, as I like to say, and it can throw us out of being an activist. It can just completely numb us or demotivate us to go and show up for the animals in whatever shape or form. So that's why I crafted this course for you. And I want to walk you through what awaits you in there. The first module is called the Map of Consciousness. The Map of Consciousness is something that, regardless how mentally and emotionally healthy you are, this is something you just need to know. The Map of Consciousness is a teaching by Dr. Hawkins, not to mistaken for Dr. Hawking, which is the smart scientist who is paralyzed and quite famous. The other Hawkins, with an S, he developed the Map of Consciousness. The Map of Consciousness is a layout of all human emotions that we can experience, and it gives us the possibility to move through these emotions with a very specific modality. So in this module here, I'm introducing you to that Map of Consciousness so that you can get to know your emotions better. And then I'm introducing you to a modality called the Letting Go method, and it supports you in managing your emotions better, because your emotions are valid and they're important. However, though, if you don't manage them, they can often get in the way from you and your work as a change maker, as a vegan hero, or in general, you and your work, they can get in the way, right? So that's why this course here is also a great starting point or an amazing amplifier for you to manage yourself in a pre-vegan world better and amplify your impact, because the more you are stable inside, the more you represent that, and the more you're going to inspire people without even using your words. The second module here is journaling, which is a very powerful tool for you to clarify and declutter your mind. You know, if you have too many things on your mind, it will support you in that. Then there's another module on meditation, which introduces you to the science behind meditation. This is something for all of you out there that maybe have a little interest in more mindfulness and want to practice that, or you can't really get shit done. You can't really get things done, and you struggle to motivate yourself. So the meditation module will teach you a certain type of meditation taught by me by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it's a formula that is scientifically backed. However, though, it works spiritually as well. So it helps you awaken your spiritual senses. Plus, it will help you become more reliable on yourself, more self-sufficient, more motivated. The fourth module here is breathwork module. That's still under construction, that will be launching in September, as well as the mindful movement module. So as you see, the platform is not set in stone, which is a little side note that I want to open at this stage. We have 5 courses, which we're now introducing today. But in the months ahead from now, there's new courses launching. I'll give you a sneak peek into those at the end of the live stream. Yes, I agree. Joe Dispenza rocks, I see in the comments. He's amazing. Now, the last module in this course is integration, because what is a good practice if you can't integrate it? What is a good routine if you can't get used to it and adopt it into your everyday life? So in that last module, I'll give you some tricks and some practices on how to integrate that. This is a really powerful course, as I said, if you're into mindfulness, or if you just want to get ready for creating next level impact. This is a must. This is just a must. I can't say it any different. Speaking of a must, and speaking of speaking, a lot of people, we like speaking. We like to hear people talk. We like storytelling. We like that. However, though, when it comes to us being in front of a camera or being on stage, we might feel a little challenged. Now, there's 2 ways to deal with that. The first way is to face that challenge and to learn how to become a public speaker, which we also have a course about on our platform. The second way to deal with that is to say, I'm actually better behind the camera. So we have a course that is called The Craft of Videography, created by my dear friend Jeremy Bryan, who is in Switzerland, and I would love to pull him on the live stream. You ready? Yay, I think you are. There you go. Hey, Jeremy.
Hi, June. Hello there. Hello, everybody.
Sweet. Welcome to you. You look fit today. Ready?
Thanks. I feel
Yeah,
like, yeah.
feel like look what you feel like. Well, I'm so happy that I have you. You are one of the newer additions to our Freedom Quest team, I would say. I've met you, what was it, half a year ago? No, it's been a little longer now. And
Almost a year, I think.
it's been almost a year. I
Yeah.
was in Switzerland when I met you, and it was a very beautiful coincidence.
Mhm.
Um, you were hired by a couple that is creating a vegan documentary called Human Kindness. And I was involved, or I am involved in that documentary with the Freedom Quest. And you filmed an interview that was happening.
Yeah.
I remember it was at my mom's place.
Mhm.
So you set up all the lighting and the stuff. And at the moment that we were doing that interview, I realized what a good skill to have for a vegan. To be
And
like
I was just approaching you like, you need someone teaching videography.
You did. And boom, the light bulb went on.
Yeah.
So today we're sitting here and you have created your first course for the Freedom Quest. There is more to come from you, which I want to talk about in a moment. But first and foremost, I want to have a quick look at the craft of videography and let you share some words and some thoughts on the modules that you've created. So
Mhm.
let me pull that up for us. There we go. This is, by the way, this is what it looks like when you logged in, huh? Everybody who is about to join our Freedom Quest platform. And this is where you have products on the top right corner. You also have a community page, which I'll show you in a moment. But via the products page, you can access the courses. So the craft of videography comes with 3 modules, and there is a total of 6 lessons. The first module is an introduction module. The second module is gear and equipment, a deep dive into all of that. And the third module is filming. Before we go through the modules, Jeremy, I would like to ask you, as a vegan and as a filmmaker, why do you think it's important for vegans to learn this craft?
I don't actually think it's necessary for vegans only, because humans feel attracted to moving pictures. And in a digital age with social media and the sheer amount of videos that is out there and is posted daily, and some of them are good, some of them are not so good, I think it's important to deliver quality over quantity. And this is something that I think everybody should learn if he wants to go out and publish ideas. And yeah, as activists, I think it's one of the most important skills to digitally market yourself with videos. Yeah, that's.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. You know, I just think of powerful documentaries or just well-known YouTube videos that are speaking of the vegan message, that are recorded in high quality, that are, you know, magnificent and magnetizing in the way that they're created. And I compare this, and I'm saying this without any offense, this is just an observation, to a lot of the videos that vegans make out there that is just quite poor quality in both video and audio format. And it just does not really hit home if a pre-vegan sees something like this. It doesn't really hit home. And if we think of the documentaries that are on Netflix these days, these are also involving a lot of filmmakers, most of the time vegan filmmakers, vegan videographers that share this message in their heart and that want to bring that out there into the world. And so I agree with you. I think it's a necessity as well, especially if you're more on the side of, I'm actually, you know, not that fond of being in front of people, I don't want to speak, then get behind that camera, create some amazing video footage. And what's one of the vegan documentaries that you think of right now that has really created impact in the world, Jeremy? I'm thinking of
There's a lot. There's a lot of them. But one I always have to think of is from Rebecca Capelli. I was actually at the screening there with her. The movie is called Slay. That's a huge, powerful documentary, which is really sticking to my mind all the time.
Slay. I had to think of Game Changers and Cowspiracy, Seaspiracy followed up. Those are there were a lot of videographers involved in those. And I would love to ask the viewers, what's your favorite vegan documentary or vegan movie? Just put that in the comments. Would love to hear. And as you're doing that, I'm going to open up the page again of the course and have you share a little bit about the different modules and what you're walking people through. So in the first, you obviously introduce, which you just did. You shared why you think it's important. Then the second module, we're going into gear and equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's basically before you can pick up a camera and just shoot, you have to know what a camera actually is, how it works, how the technology works. And I just try to explain what cameras are out there, what is a sensor, what is ISO, what is aperture, how do you deal with different equipment. That's why I went first into the equipment, so you can basically find out for yourself what you need, because if you're just a streamer or doing YouTube videos in your studio, you will need complete different equipment than somebody like me that needs the so-called run and gun setup, just go out and shoot certain things. And this is what I cover in the second module. So you just know what's there for picture, what's there for audio, different microphone types and everything. And then in the third module, it's actually about filming. It's how to interpret certain displays like histograms. How do I adjust colors in camera? Yeah.
It's also fun because I said this before to Carol, and I'm going to say this again to you, being one of the involved people in editing the videos, which is a skill that I've also acquired along the way. I've also learned some things, and I studied graphic design, and videography was part of that, but still from this course, I've learned some stuff. So if you're new to videography, I think this is really, really important for you to learn, that even if you're going into an outreach event and you're trying to film some conversations with your phone camera, this course will help you optimize that, even though you don't have that much gear or just the minimum amount of it. And it's also a baseline for you to understand, oh, okay, I want to get into this gig. I want to start like creating really good videos, like the videos that Earthling Ed uploads where he's just debating. They have good audio, they have good video. They're not complex with a lot of movement. They're just good recordings of the debates that he's having. And we enjoy watching them. They inspire the people, right? If it was a shitty phone camera filming that, the audio was bad, we wouldn't watch it. Let's be honest.
Yep. Especially if there is bad audio. This is what most people get wrong. They always think it's like, oh, I need 4K, I need perfect picture quality. The quality isn't necessarily the most important thing. It's the audio. If the audio is bad, you can have the best pictures, but people won't watch it. Audio is crucial.
So true. And speaking of that, of optimizing audio, this is your first course. You are currently working on a second course for us. I would love to give you the possibility to give us a little tiny sneak peek in what you're creating.
A tiny sneak peek of the big elephant in the room. Yeah. So I personally think I'm a good cameraman. There are people that are way better out there, but where I'm really good at is the post-production, video editing. I'm actually working mostly now as a video editor for documentaries and full-length feature films. And this is something really big. I think I will have to divide this in some modules because there will be things about hardware. There will be things about data management. There will be things about why a cut feels right and why not. Audio, color grading, fonts, text, special effects. Yeah, there will be a lot.
So that is so cool, because now people that want to get into it can already start with that course. And once they're done with that course and kind of practiced videography a little bit, your next course will most probably be ready for them.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so in love with the Vreedom Quest, because it's not a finished product. It's a quest, as it says in the name. We're on a mission here, right? We're working to develop, and we're not perfect from the get-go. We don't need to be. We just need to be as refined so that it inspires people. And that comes with your gifts, your talents, your uniquenesses, and your presence. And speaking of your presence, I want to thank you, Jeremy, for sharing a little bit. Speaking of your presence, if you think, I'm not, like videography, great, but I'm going to leave that to other people. I'm more the person who wants to get better at talking to people, may it be in one-on-one conversations, may it be in group settings, may it be online on live streams like this one, or even on bigger stages on vegan or environmentalist events. Then we've got a course for you as well. And the course is called Public Speaking. So the Inspire as a Public Speaking course, this is a course that I've crafted based on my experience of being, the founder of my own life coaching business, creating years and years of content online, speaking in live streams, speaking on podcasts, but also speaking on stages in person. And this is a course that, as you'll see, it has a lot of modules. It has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 modules. And this course teaches you everything from the foundations of confidence to the skills of engaging an audience, magnetizing them, capturing their attention, leading their attention, building a speech, delivering a speech with confidence. You're learning about body language. You're learning about vocal tone, about how to manage if technical difficulties happen or you lose track of where you are. A great example is me today at the beginning. As you may remember, there was an image streaming and I was speaking a story over that image, but little did I realize that my voice didn't come through. So things like that can happen, and how to deal with that is covered in this course here. The first module is an introduction module to public speaking. It informs you about the importance of effective public speech, understanding your audience, setting clear objectives. The second module is about different speech styles and types. There's a different, kind of approach for every style or type. We have informative speeches, we have persuasive speeches, we have motivational speeches, presentations. The third module is about speech preparation and organization. How do you prepare yourself for a speech? The fourth module is about delivery skills, which is a very juicy one. A lot of people don't know how to deliver. And when you're talking about veganism with someone and A, you're maybe emotionally triggered, B, you don't really know where you're going with this conversation or with that speech, you'll end up losing the attention of people, and they're gonna, just tune out in their minds. They're not gonna be present with you anymore. And we do not want that. So this course, and especially the module 4, teaches you how to activate this magnetism, that people stay with you, throughout a speech or just throughout a dialogue. The module number 5 is about engaging your audience, also a very interesting and important thing. Usually in my live streams, I do engage more of the audience, but today, since we're streaming to multiple platforms and I'm not that good with tech, I admit it. I am not that good with tech, so I can't really see all the comments that are coming in. I see that there is some coming in on YouTube, but I see how many that are watching. So I just trust that. And in the module number 6, overcoming challenges during a speech, which always will happen. Module number 7 is about improving your delivery. There's like some fine tuning that will need to be done. And the last module, module number 8, is about getting yourself out there, because what good are all those skills and all that practice that you're doing in that course if you're not starting to get yourself out there? So in there, I'm going to start teaching you how to make yourself known, both online and offline, how to get the word out, how to get the message out, and how to get yourself into a position that you're recognized as a speaker and a leading force in the vegan community, moving our world into a vegan era. Yeah, that's the public speaking course that awaits you in there. There's one last course that is in there, in which I'll talk about in a short moment. I just want to pop in a quick reminder that as you're watching this live stream at this very moment right now, and the week ahead from this moment right now, if you choose to become a member of the Vreedom Quest and start with us at this early age, believe me, in the years ahead from now, we're going to talk about this very moment, and we're going to look back, and it's going to be a big pivotal moment. So if you hop on train and you say, yo, I'm going to join that quest, I am going to get myself into a vegan superhero state, you get 30% off your membership for however long you decide to join us as a member in the Vreedom Quest. It's $17 US on a monthly basis. 30% off is math. Who can do the math? You do the math. It's a little less. It's really not much. And the good news is 10% of your contribution as a member, your contribution fee, will be donated to animal welfare causes. So not only are you getting access to our amazing courses and our upcoming amazing courses, you're also investing a tiny portion of that membership fee into direct animal welfare causes, which we'll communicate on social media inside of our community where the donations go. This is a range of sanctuaries. This is a range of, animal welfare organizations that are doing their best to support the vegan vision being carried out into the world. Now, before I share the last course that we're offering with you, I want to take a brief moment to show you another cool thing that you can expect as a member. We have the products, the courses, but we also have a community. Inside our community space, which looks like a simplified social media platform, let's call it, you will have access to that immediately. We currently have 2 topics open, which are like different chat threads. One of is the community chat space, which is for you to introduce yourself, to share with the world where you're from, and to connect with your vegan hero tribe. And on top of that, we have live online events, which is something extra that is super exciting. So our trainers and facilitators, of which you met 2 today, and there is more to be met as more courses are in development, plus I myself, multiple times a month, we are hosting live events. These live events can be very different depending on what you're looking for. So what I'm doing, for example, is I'm hosting meditation live streams or breathwork immersions or mindfulness practices such as ecstatic dances, which are super fun to help you reset your system and to just be ready for the world out there. We're also going to have talks and speeches in these live events. They are not going to be hosted in live stream format like this. They are going to be hosted in a Google Meet room or Zoom room in which you can join as the person that you are with camera, and you can join the conversation. So we can connect with you individually and in person, and you can get to hang out with us and do some cool stuff with us. That's another addition that you're getting to becoming a member. Now, lastly, as said, I want to show you the last course. This course is called Conscious Relating. Conscious Relating is a course that teaches you how to relate to other people in a very mindful, conscious way, to practice love and compassion towards them, not to the extent that you're just letting them get off the hook. We don't want to let them get off the hook because we want them to go vegan. But at the same time, it's a very, very fine craft to still remain friends, companions, and supporting allies of those people that are transitioning to vegan. Now, very often we fall into this little cycle, this little trap of starting to judge and starting to remove ourselves from our pre-vegan or non-vegan circles. And I know you can relate. When that happens, this course comes in very handy because it gives you a very powerful journey. I call it a journey because the modules are structured in weeks. So basically 1 module a week, which I actually do recommend for all the courses, speaking of it now, so that you don't just, binge through the courses as if it was a Netflix series, honey. You don't want to do that. You really want to absorb and integrate. Same with this course here. This course has been crafted based on 3 masterminds that I ran pre-COVID and during COVID. Those masterminds were in groups with like live, online, but live with people. And I walked them through these modules live before I recorded it in course format. It helps you to create a deeper connection to your intentions. Your intention is to veganize the world. Your intention at the same time is to stay healthy and happy doing so. On top of that, you want to stay friends with the people that you truly care about, even though it might become a little challenging with, them not yet being vegan. So in this course, I'm walking you A, through connecting to your intentions, B, to crafting a deeper awareness around your boundaries. This is helpful, A, in relationship to your pre-vegan friends, B, to your relationship to partners, lovers, loved ones. So because we're not only vegan activists, we also have a love life, right? We're also husbands, wives, we're also boyfriends and girlfriends. We are everything in the end. Now, at the last part of this course, you're learning to take radical self-responsibility for your highest good, your mental, emotional well-being, and you're learning to draw the line for the people that you're available for in your life, and to create distance in a loving and kind way to the people that you're not available for at this moment in your life, or at least not as a friend, as a loved one, as a partner. I decided to put this course in there. It might seem a little like, why is this in there? Huh? Like it's not directly related to veganism. Well, your state of mind and your health level of your relationship is related to your capacity to show up in the world as a vegan hero. That's why this course is in there. It's for all of you that do struggle with your relationships, that do struggle with your friendships, may it be related to veganism or not. In the end, whatever drains your energy more, whenever you're letting your boundaries be crossed all the time, you're not honoring your intentions and deeper wishes, it's going to pull you out of being in vegan superhero state. And that's what this course helps you tune out of. So if you're in a toxic relationship, if you're in an abusive type of connection with someone, this will help you draw the line clearer and create some space for yourself so that you can operate in the world as the vegan hero and with we, I'm talking about planet Earth, the animals, and humankind need you to be. So this is all the courses that we got for you. And lastly, before we end this live stream, by the way, if you've been hanging out with us all this time, thank you. If you're watching the recording, thank you. I do have a little surprise that I want to share with you. Now, as I mentioned, we do have these live events for community members. However, though, once in a while, I just feel like I want to host something completely for free to introduce people a little bit more to the beauty of becoming a vegan superhero. So this coming Friday, I'll be hosting a free breathwork class inside of a Google Meet room in which we'll get to talk in person, not like this live stream. If you want to join this, just comment below breathwork. It's a beautiful practice. It will help you enter the weekend rejuvenated. Maybe you've had a busy week. That's my little gift for you. So comment breathwork if you want to join that later on Friday. Today's Sunday, so next week speaking. That's a little gift surprise that I have for you. And that's all that I wanted to share with you in this launch party. I'm excited to see who of you is going to decide to join us. As said, from now on, you have a 30% discount in your monthly membership. Just to be clear, if you sign up now and you put that code in, that discount code, your monthly membership next month will not be $70. It stays in the discounted price for however long you join. So you better snatch that offer and start getting into those courses because we need to get started. It's 2024. If the vision of a vegan world shall be realized within the next 2 decades, hopefully one, I pray for that. If we want to make it one, you need to get your skills up to the next level. So come ahead and join us. And I can't wait to see you in one of our courses. Yeah, I see Simona has commented breathwork. I will send you the details. Lovely to have you join us. And if anybody has any questions to the Freedom Quest, also just put them in the comments. I'm going to take a moment after this live stream to go through your questions and to answer them as they maybe arise, and I might not see them right now as I'm having a lot of windows open. Anyway, in the name of the Freedom Quest team, in the name of myself, and in the name of all the animals, I just want to ask you to close your eyes one more time. Just close your eyes, go inwards, let all of that light and that flickering from this live stream fade away for a moment, and just follow the simple sound of my voice. So you take a deep breath in, you pull your attention in towards your heart, this beautiful center of compassion and care. And however harsh you may have been on yourself, however challenged you may have been with the world around you and the choices that people make, I ask your heart and your mind at this very moment to just say thank you to yourself. Just say thank you. You might sometimes feel like you're not doing enough for the animals. You might sometimes feel like you're not having enough impact. And I want you to have these words echo through your heart and through your mind. You are vegan. Every single day, the choices you make create life, and they save life. So pat yourself on the back and say, thank you. I'm doing well, and I'm getting ready for the next level. Now open your eyes, go over to thefreedomquest.com, join us in our community, put in the code HERO so you get that 30% discount, and I can't wait to hear which course you're going to do first. Mwah! Much love. By the way, feel free to share this live stream. Let's get it circulating. There's a lot of people that need the Freedom Quest, and we need a lot of people to amplify their skills. So share the live stream. Thank you all. Mwah! So much love.